Good evening everyone and welcome to Gundam News. And the biggest news for this week is probably going to be the announcement of the full mechanics Aile Calamity Gundam from the Gundam Seed Eclipse series. A kit that I wasn't really expecting, but something that definitely looks pretty cool. Especially those Gatling guns on the wings. The spear is also quite interesting, although personally I don't care too much about it, but I do like it from a practical point of view. I like how it transforms from a long-barreled gun into a warhammer drill kinda thing. The weapon also really reminds me of the Gapflay's gun. From a visual point of view, you just gotta stick that drill bit onto the Gapflay's end of the gun, and you basically have it. And then from a practical point of view, it also has the ability to use a barrel as a handle, and then to turn the butt of the gun into the melee business end. The overall aesthetics of the machine then honestly reminded me more of the Slash Zaku Phantom than the actual Calamity that it's based on. But anyways, pre-orders opened last week Friday, and for 5,500 yen, 50 US, this thing can be yours in April. Meanwhile, the Sword Calamity is standing somewhere in a corner, looking at all of this going, am I a joke to you? That thing still hasn't gotten an official model kit, just like a magazine exclusive conversion kit. And then on the same date, even more P Bandais were announced. In early December, we will be getting the high-grade White Rider, Black Rider, and Efreet Jeager. Of course, from the Gundam Battle Operation Code Fairy video game. More information will be coming soon, so I guess that's gonna have to come really soon because they're already releasing soon. And then a couple of days later, on December the 2nd, which is today at the moment of recording, we got even more P Bandais up for pre-order. For 6,820 yen, 65 US, you can get the Master Grade Gundam Astraea Type F full weapon set. And to say that this set offers you a lot of bang for your buck is definitely quite the understatement, as you can see by the pictures. Other than looking badass, this thing comes with an incredible amount of weapons that will keep you busy until the end of next year. And it also comes with two different heads, so you can display it either as the Type F or as the Type F2. And if that just isn't enough stuff for your Astraea, you can also order the Master Grade Astraea Type F Avalanche Dash Unit for 3,300 yen, 30 US. Do keep in mind that you're not getting the Astraea itself with this set, something that should be kind of self-explanatory when you look at the price, but people. The clear blue action base is included though. Over at the Gundam base then, they announced that on December the 18th, they will be releasing a clear color version of the Master Grade Wing Gundam Zero Endless Waltz version Katoki for 6,050 yen, around 55 US. As always, not too much to say about that. And talking about Gunpla then, a new month of course means a new Gunpla release schedule. On December the 4th, we are getting the high-grade Vanilla Zaku 2 for 1,760 yen, 15 US, and the entry-grade RX-78-2 full weapon set for 1,100 yen, around 10 US. So on that day, you can buy one of the best RX-78-2 deals out there, and a nice target for it to boot. Seriously, if it hadn't been for the hollow parts on the joints and also some hollow parts on the feet, this could have been one of the best 1/144 scale RX-78-2 kits, bar none. Then on December the 11th, we are getting the SDW Heroes Chongqi Strike Freedom for 880 yen, 8 US, the SDW Heroes Cleopatra Q-Blade Dark Mask version for 660 yen, 6 US, the high-grade Blazing Gundam for 2,200 yen, 20 US, and the high-grade Gundam Perfect Strike Freedom for 2,530 yen, a little over 20 US. Personally, I'm really looking forward to getting my hands onto the perfect Strike Freedom and seeing what kind of leftover parts we're getting so I could potentially make my own little custom version. Then on the 17th, we are getting the final Gunpla, the entry grade Strike Gundam Light Package version, also known as the one with the armor Schneiders, for 550 yen or 5 US. And then one day later, we are getting a bunch of water slide decals for 550 yen a pop or 5 US again. There is the Gundam 00 Movie General Purpose number 1, the Gundam 00 Movie General Purpose number 2, High Grade Nightingale, Real Grade Force Impulse, Real Grade ZEON, and Real Grade High Nu. And talking about the High Nu, if all goes well, I should have a review for that thing up by the end of next week. And it is also going to be the first review where I'm going to be experimenting with my new review format, so be sure to check that out when it comes out. Nor should you miss any of these upcoming Gunplas, so if you haven't ordered them yet, I will have all of them linked down below, and at the moment of recording, you can still order all of them. And while you're at it, you might also want to pre-order the Gundam Girls' Generation Lalah Sune figure, who also had her pre-orders opened today. For 16,500 yen or around 150 US, you will be able to get a stunningly beautiful figure of one of Gundam's most prominent female characters. And it's not just the figure that's really nicely done, the base that it's on is also really cool. It's got like the Elmeth with psycho waves coming out of it, and you also, with the way that the dress is molded on the figure, you really get that feel of her floating in space. So this thing is currently scheduled for late July, and it is 23 centimeters tall with the base or 20 centimeters without the base. On to the video game news then, and the big one here is of course that Gundam UC Engage was released on October the 30th. Now, as I've said before, the game is only released in Japan, but that's nothing that a quick Google search won't fix. Even though almost all of the promotional material has been region locked, the game itself won't actually give you any problems once you download it. So I have of course been playing it over the past few days, and well, it's exactly what I thought it was going to be. It is your box standard gacha game with a nice coat of Gundam paint over it. Nothing really too special. I have been having fun with the game. I just have no real idea what I've been doing. In fact, I've been playing this game as I've been recording this video. Just to prove a point, you just click a bunch of things and the game quite literally plays itself. And oh, L just leveled up and got to level 18. Nice. So if you're the kind of person who likes gacha games and you like Gundam, then this is definitely going to be a game you want to try out. It's a good thing if you're doing something else, you're watching TV, you're sitting on a toilet, whatever. That is perfect for that. But on the negative side, as I feared from watching the promotional videos, the frame rate does leave somewhat to be desired, and especially when activating the X skills, I did notice quite a lot of stutter, even on a somewhat stronger smartphone. But the thing that I'm honestly the most annoyed about is that it seems you can only have one of each mobile suit. I don't know if there's some kind of system that I haven't found yet that would allow you to have multiple copies of the same unit, but as far as I can tell, once you pull a second one of a unit you already have, it gets automatically converted into parts, which are then sent to your gift thing, something like that. But yeah, I really wanted to just have like a team completely comprised of gyms. I can understand that the game wouldn't want you to assemble like a team of 5 Unicorn Unit 1s piloted by 5 Benagers because lore reasons, but there should be no problem with mass-produced units. So yeah, I hope they will be releasing Advance of Zeta units soon, because they are the master of having the same unit with just a tiny variation. Also, upon release, the game ranked first on the Apple App Store and on the Google Play Store, so that is pretty cool. and might also be quite promising for future updates. I don't know if that means that we're going to get a translation of it anytime soon, but at least in Japan it seems to be relatively well received. And we've also got some news for other Gundam games. Today we'll be getting more information about the arcade game Arsenal Base, so we'll have a look at that in next week's Gundam news. Then, next year on March the 5th and on the 6th, a tournament of Gundam Extreme vs. 2 Cross Boost will be held and is called the Gundam Game Grand Prix 2022. And then finally, the Aqua Gym and Zaku 1 have been added to Bonds of the Battlefield 2 along with their weapons. As for the things we could get this week then, you could get the Gundam NT 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray set for 7,000 yen, 60 US, and for some reading material, you could pick up the Gundam Ace January 2022 edition, featuring a beautiful cover done by Haruhiko Mikimoto, the weekly Gundam Mobile Suit Bible featuring the Gundam X, Volume 5 of the G-Unit OG manga, Volume 3 of the Gundam F91 prequel manga, and Volume 8 of the Gundam Valpurgis manga. In other news then, P Bandai opened pre-orders for a Beam Naginata paper knife that will be shipping in February and sets you back 3,300 yen, 30 US. Over at Twitter, Mega House is having a photo contest to celebrate their latest Gundam Military Generation action figures, which you can join with the hashtag GMG_Gundam. Keep in mind though that these prizes will probably only be able to be shipped to Japanese addresses. And then in a new collaboration with the Meiji Pro Bio Yogurt PA3, the Principality of ZEON will be fighting against uric acid levels. They even have a backstory for this collaboration. After Operation Odessa, it was observed that an increasing number of veterans were suffering from increased uric acid levels, a situation that could eventually lead to the collapse of the ZEON army. So, in order to fight this, Giranzabi has established a brand new task force called PA3. The only requirement to join this task force yourself is being concerned about the rising uric acid levels and, buying the yogurt. Their first report was on various high-ranking ZEON officers. Char Aznavour was reportedly quite indifferent about it because he stated that he always strived to get a balanced diet anyway, so this probably wouldn't concern him. Ramba Ral then was equally indifferent, stating that he understands his body the best, but his partner Haman was quite concerned for him, she reported to PA3. Major General Konskin then is very conscious about his uric acid levels, especially with regards to how he will be received by others and how it'll affect his future career. As a result, he is currently actively cooperating with the PA3 task force. And last but definitely not least, the Black Tri-Stars. They were initially also unconcerned, but after learning that their favorite dish, fish roe, contained high levels of uric acid, they suddenly started caring a lot more. And to help with this rising threat, there's even a task force specific anti-urid Zaku 2. And by participating in this event, loyal ZEON soldiers even have a chance of winning their very own PA3 task force action figures. And in case you're wondering if I made all of this up, no.
PS3! 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 機動戦士ガンダムコラボ PS3!
You can find a link to the promotional video down below. And with that, it is time to have a look at this week's Gundam apparel. On Friday, Strict G started selling 2 different collections. The first one was the Gundam F91 2021 Alpha MA1 and Other collection. A name that truly rolls off the tongue, so I'm suggesting a somewhat different name. The F91 30th Anniversary Collection featuring Alpha Industries. For 35,200 yen, 320 US, you can get a really nice looking Alpha MA1 Natus jacket themed after the F91 and C-Book. which you can then combine with this really nice looking Aryan oil shirt or shiny F91 shirt. And these go for 4,180 yen, 40 US, and 5,280 yen, 50 US respectively. I really like the vintage look of that Aryan oil shirt. If the Crossbone Vanguard then is more your thing, you can pick up this long sleeve t-shirt for 5,280 yen, which is also available in a gun tank theme for the same price. And to round up this collection, we have a This Is Only the Beginning sweater for 7,480 yen, 70 US, a Sinri hoodie for 8,580 yen, 80 US, and F91 pins for 880 yen a pop, 8 US. And for a more military feel, there is the second lineup, which is the Strict G Arms 2021 Fall-Winter 2nd Collection. For 31,680 yen, a little under 300 US, you can get a French deck jacket in either black with a red comet theme or in olive with a ZEON Forces theme. You can get these same motifs as a level 7 jacket for 22,880 yen, 200 US, or a hoodie for 13,200 yen, a little over 100 US. Then there's a t-shirt for 6,380 yen, 60 US, in either black with a red comet theme or green with a Falmel theme. And then lastly, there is a long sleeve t-shirt in either gray and Char Squadron theme or in green with ZEON Forces theme. And this will set you back 7,480 yen, 70 US. For the Hathaway's Flash fans then, on Tuesday, Bankore opened reservations for the jacket that we see all of the MAFTI members wearing in the movie. It is currently scheduled for a March release and will set you back 26,400 yen, 240 US. Nobody said being a terrorist is cheap. Finally then, Gundam is also collaborating with the Hong Kong-based Motto Carpe Diem leather accessory store. On December the 1st, they released a variety of items like air tags, cocoon key holders, wallets, ID holders, luggage tags, and so on, in a variety of colors and designs like ZEON, Federation, Char Custom, Gundam, and Haro. Now, for those of you who are interested, I will have the site linked down below, but keep in mind they only ship to Hong Kong and Macau, so you're going to need a dedicated proxy service for those areas. On to the Gundam Café news then. And here, a new month also means a new schedule. From December the 26th until January the 4th, the Gundam Café will be celebrating the new year in Gundam Seed style, with more details being revealed at a later date. But I can already tell you that those new outfits for the main Gundam Seed cast do look really nice. And the same goes for the Gundam Café Precious Memory event. That will be held from January the 5th until January the 30th. And as you might be able to see in the picture, this is also part of the Gundam Café Arigato project, which kicks off on the day that this video goes live, depending on your time zone. So more information on this next week. As for this month's Fortune Latte birthdays then, on the 10th there is Emery Ounce from Double Zeta, on the 26th there is Hong Long from Double O, and on the 28th there is Feldgrace, also from Double O. And then for those of you who like cooking yourself, pre-orders on the Gundam Café online have started for this really nice looking Char's Custom Zagog shaped cooking pot, which will allow you to cook 3 times faster than a normal cooking pot or 3 times tastier than a normal cooking pot. It'll be releasing on December the 25th, and one will set you back 7,480 yen, 70 US, and I gotta say, I love those Aggai shaped mushrooms they've got in the picture. Almost as much as I love these Hyakushiki potato chips with curry flavor, which will be released on December the 10th for 540 yen a pack, around 5 US. That packaging just looks so good. I would get a pack just to have that packaging. And then finally, let's look at the results of a poll that we covered a little while back. Who is the character with the best clothes from the original Gundam series? Some of the results might surprise you. because all the way at the bottom we have Dren and Mikuve with 1.2 and 1.9% respectively being beaten out by General Revel with 2.9%, who himself is tied with Dozle, a character I kind of would have expected to get a few more votes, but so be it. Let's leave those back markers behind and have a look at the battle for 5th place that took place between Ramba Rawl and Frau Bo. Rawl got a very respectable 7.6%, narrowly losing to Frau's 8.1%, a result that I think might have been the other way around if we had the origin version of Ramba Rawl. OG Rawl did a great job rocking that outfit, but the origin Rawl really slayed it. 3rd place then was another close call, with Bright losing by only 0.2% to Sayla's 15%. And while my all-time favorite is Bright's outfit, as you can probably tell by what I'm wearing, it's hard to deny the stylishness of Sayla. Then in 2nd place with 20.3% we have Amuro Ray. And honestly, I think this might have more to do with the fact that he's the main character than with the fact that this is the best looking Federation uniform. Now, it does look nice, but I've always seen the uniform worn by Bright and, well, most of the rest of the Federation as more serious and also more stylish. And then all the way at the top is Char Aznable with 25.3% of the votes, a result that most people probably saw coming. But at the same time, I do still find it quite remarkable that the rest still managed to get quite close to him, especially if you compare it to some of the polls we've looked at in the past. So when it comes to Char's stylishness, whether it's the mask, the cape, or that distinctive red color, there is no debate that Char has become an icon. Not just for the original Gundam, but for all of Gundam. And that has been all for this week's Gundam news. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and I'll see you all next week with more Gundam news.